welcome back to my channel. My name is Allison. I'm 28 years old and I work full-time in healthcare, but I also do content creation on the side. A lot of my content is personal finance, personal growth tips, and productivity lifestyle content. So if any of that is interesting to you, definitely like and subscribe. I try my best to post twice a week on YouTube, and you can also follow me on my other social media as well. Sorry, my cat is currently playing within his box. Look at this. Leo, what are you doing? Of course, now that I had the camera on him, he wasn't doing anything, but he was like playing in the box. Anyway, today's video is a little bit different than my normal content because I'm going to be showing you guys how I'm going to build my TBR cart, fill it with all my books that are on my TBR list, and then I'm gonna make this little jar too with all of the titles in there and like put little sticky notes in, so each month I can use my jar to pick out what I want to read. So I think that's gonna be really fun, and honestly this is my first kind of like book-ish YouTube video, so hopefully you guys like this. If you do, let me know. I feel like you can't be a YouTuber without like being a reader and being into books. It's actually really funny. Almost all of the people I follow on YouTube read and are like super into books. I only actually recently got back into reading in January of 2023. So last year I kind of challenged myself to read 2 books every month. And I did. I think I ended up reading, was probably close to that, maybe 28. I don't even know where I'm at so far this year. I've definitely read at least 2 books every month. Some months I've read 3. But yeah, I'm really into reading. I just don't have as much time as I would like to read. I usually only get to read for maybe half an hour before bed every night. What I want to do now is kind of just do a little montage of me building this little cart. I got this at Target, and then I'll go through and show you guys all of the books that I got as well and do a massive book haul for you guys. We'll start there and then I'll go through and I'll also tell you guys how I got a lot of these books for like super cheap. So let's build this cart. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long, and then I'll go through all the books that I got. To put together at all, and also investing in a drill is like the best thing ever instead of sitting there with that little Allen wrench, and they always give you like the weirdest size where you can't like go all the way around, so you're like anyway. And again, I got this from Target. Let me just tell you about the deal that I got, okay? Because otherwise I wouldn't have bought all of these books, but they were having a deal on top of another deal. So I got an email saying if you're a student, you can be eligible for a 20% off coupon. And I'm still technically a student, I think until the end of this week maybe, because I'm getting my master's degree, so I am a student. So luckily I got that last coupon before I'm no longer a student. So 20% off, and then also they were doing a deal where you got $20 off if you spent over $120. So my grand total for everything, I got 8 books and this shelf would have been $128, but I got everything for $87. So I thought that was pretty good. This ended up coming out to $20, so that means I got 8 books for $67, which is very, very good, especially considering some of the books that I got. I feel like they're very well-known, like popular titles. I got every single book for like under $8, and it was awesome. So I highly recommend taking advantage of those kinds of deals and stuff to buy books. Obviously, if you want, I didn't need anything else from Target, so I was like, I might as well buy some books, because the last book that I'm reading for August was the last book that I physically had, so I needed some new books anyway. And I always like to take advantage of these deals where Like the last time I bought a few books, it was buy two get one free from Target. So I always like to take advantage of these deals and get books for a cheap price because obviously books can be very expensive. Yeah, I'm excited because now I kind of have this little area that I can put all of my books in and make a little library. I do have another little shelf over there where I've been keeping some of my books, but now I will keep them here because I realized even the books that I have now barely even take up one shelf. So that just means we have to buy more, right? Let me start going through the books that I got. I'll start with the romance books. Pretty much I only have two categories, and it's romance and thrillers. Those are really the only two genres of books that I enjoy reading. So I will go through the romance ones with you first. Also, keep in mind again, I am, like I said, I'm a little bit new to the reading scene, so don't judge me. A lot of these books are just popular books that have been going like viral on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. So please, if you have any suggestions or any good books in like romance or thriller, leave them down below and I will check them out. Because yeah, obviously the ones that I bought are just like the typical kind of like popular book talk reads at the moment. So don't judge me too much. I'm just still getting into reading, okay? So the first one is This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. It says, this summer they'll keep their promises. This summer they won't give in to their temptation. This summer will be different. Love it. I love it. I love a good like will they won't they, which is like pretty much every romance book. Hopefully I can maybe read this next month because obviously summer is coming to an end. Excited to read this. The next book I got was Malibu Rising. I've heard such good things about this book. The other thing is I don't know much about any of these books. Again, another like very summery book. It's the day of Nina Riva's annual end of summer party and anticipation is at a fever pitch. Malibu Rising is a story about one forgettable night in the life of the family. The night they each have to choose what they will keep from the people who made them and what they will leave behind. So not really romance, I would say, but definitely like summery vibes. Okay, the next book is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. So I definitely read these out of order, which I didn't realize they were all kind of interconnected. So I read Just for the Summer first, which I think this is the one you're supposed to read first. I don't think they necessarily need to be read in order, but there are characters that are in the other books as well. So I'm very interested to read this because Just for the Summer was my favorite book so far. Like favorite book probably I've read in a very long time. So I'm excited to read this because we'll see how it connects back to that book. I really, really liked her style of writing, so I'm very excited to read this. Next is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. This kind of was like all over my TikTok for a while, and a lot of people say that this is a very, very good read. There was a couple people who said maybe it was overrated, but like a lot of people said it was like one of their favorite books or that they wish they could read it again. A dynamic love story will restore anyone's faith in love. That's beautiful. Last romance book is The Wedding People by Allison Esbach, and I feel like I want to read this one next. This was again all over my social media because this was one of the book of the month book picks, so I'm excited to read this. I got this for such a good price considering it is a hardcover book, and on the back it says like $28.99, but I'm pretty sure I got this for like $13 with all of the coupons that I had, so I was thrilled about that. In turns absurdly funny and devastatingly tender, Allison Esbach's The Wedding People is ultimately an incredibly nuanced and resonant look at the winding paths we can take to places we never imagined, and the chance encounters it sometimes takes to reroute us. Now moving on to the thriller books. I have 4 thriller books. I only got 3 from this Target haul that I got. I had one already, so that one, I'll do that one last. That one I just already had as a TBR that I wanted to read. First one that I think this one might be the most excited one for thrillers, is The Only One Left by Riley Sager. First of all, I just love the cover. A gothic house of horrors. It carries you along effortlessly before delivering a symphony of twists so shocking it took my breath away. The Hope family murders shocked the Maine coast one bloody night in 1929. While most people assumed 17-year-old Lenora was responsible, the police were never able to prove it. Other than her denial after the killings, she has never spoken publicly about that night, nor has she set foot outside Hope's End, the cliffside mansion where the massacre occurred. Ooh. Yeah, I think this will be a good one. This seems a little spooky. Maybe in October I can read this. A little fall read. Next highly anticipated read, Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. Ellie Mack was the perfect daughter and then she was gone. 10 years after Ellie's disappearance, her mother, Laurel Mack, is trying to put her life back together when she meets an unexpectedly charming man in a cafe. Before she knows it, she's meeting Floyd's daughter and his youngest, Poppy, and takes Laurel's breath away because the eerily precocious Poppy is the spitting image of Ellie. Wow. This got a lot of recommendations on TikTok. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I just watched a bunch of TikToks saying like what people's top reads were, and I bought a lot of those kinds of books. So hopefully I can try to read some of these next month, like the romance ones or summary ones, and then move on to more like spooky ones for fall. Okay, last one that I got from the Target haul was Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. This one is thick. This is a thick boy. This one has like pictures and stuff in it, which I heard people really liked about this book. Back says, Mallory Quinn is fresh out of rehab when she takes a job babysitting Ted and Caroline Maxwell's 5-year-old son, Teddy. She immediately bonds with this sweet boy who is never without his sketchbook. His drawings are the usual fare. Trees, rabbits, balloons, but one day he draws something different, a man dragging a woman's lifeless body. Then his stick figures evolve into increasingly sophisticated sketches depicting one disturbing scene after another. And then I'm assuming that's what these sketches are in the book. Okay, lastly, this was the book that I already had and it was on my TBR list. It's All the Missing Girls by Megan Miranda. It's been 10 years since Nicolette Farrell left Cooley Ridge. 10 years since she broke up with Tyler, the man she thought she'd marry. 10 years since her best friend Corinne disappeared, never to be heard from again. When the call comes that her father is ailing, Nick is living in Philadelphia, light years away from her younger self. She drops everything to care for her dad, but within days of her return, another girl goes missing and Nick experiences a terrifying sense of deja vu. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about like thriller, mystery, murders. I don't know what it is, but I like them. I definitely like when there's a bit of like a shock factor. Like when you think you know the answer, but it's really just something totally different. And when it's just not what you expected and the ending is like, that was insane. Like that's the kind of book that I like. That was all my books. This is how it looks on my little cart. So cute. Obviously I need to get some more to fill up the space. Last thing I'm gonna do is go through, write all of the books on little sticky notes and put them in this jar. And then I think what I'm gonna start doing at the beginning of the month is picking out 2 books for the month that I want to read out of the jar, because I feel like that is super fun and it's like very trendy right now. Again, that might ruin my plans of like reading the summer books in the summer, but that's fine. It's worth it for the fun of picking out of my jar. So I'm gonna go through, write all of the titles down and then throw them in this jar. A completed TBR cart. I'm so excited. I really like how this came out. I think I'm gonna put it upstairs in my bedroom next to my nightstand, so that's kind of there because that's where I do a lot of my reading. Actually, most of my reading is right next to my bed. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. I thought it was super fun. Let me know again any recommendations for books that you have. If you want me to do a TBR pick video for the month of September. And again, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.